I am Lamont at Large. Today we are at the Greenwood Cemetery here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Warm summer sun, shine kindly here. Warm summer wind, blow softly here. Green sod above, lie light, lie light. Good night, our heart. Good night, good night. Francis Tebbets, November 7th, 1909 to July 4th, 1910. This is Jean Despujols. He was a French painter. Him and another gentleman that were a congressman, they were the only famous graves on the Find a Grave website here. I didn't really go looking for him, I just happened to have seen his grave. His stone is in French. And as we all know, in New Orleans, there was a heavy French culture here, heavy French influence. This is a monument to the Confederacy, to the men who lost their lives in the war. Now, I'll say this really quick. Some of you probably know my opinion on this, but good or bad, whether you agree or not, I believe in this country we have the right to free speech, and we have the right to fly whatever flag we choose to fly. These men lost their lives in a war that some people were for, some people were against. But at the end of the day, we all have a story to tell, right? So this is the section of the cemetery for the men who fought in the military for our country to preserve our sovereignty and our freedom. All these graves right here, and across this little road right here is all of the veterans, all the men who fought in the Spanish-American War. It's a lot of graves here. A lot of young men right here. This bench right here was made in memory of Ruby Darlene Woods and Bonnie Gail Woods, who died in 1942 and 1943, infant daughters of Ruby and Alva Woods. George and Helen Stalos. I noticed on the birth dates that Helen was born December 16th and George was born on December 28th. So since their birthdays were so close together, I would imagine that when that time came around, you know, Christmas and New Year's, it was a big to-do around their home to celebrate their birthdays and Christmas at the same time. I'm pretty sure they didn't do separate birthdays. Might as well just do it all in like one big show. I often think about stuff like that when I pass graves. Like, what do these people do around their birthdays if they're so close? Why not just combine them? You know, you save a couple bucks. You just buy one cake, one thing of ice cream. And as you get older and, you know, the presents don't really mean much anymore, they said, don't buy us anything. We don't want anything. We already have everything. But people still probably gave them gifts. And they would just roll their eyes and accept them. This is the section of the cemetery I never like to go to or see. And that's babies that have passed. And the main reason why I don't like coming to this part is because, I don't know, I'm still here, they're not. And I don't know, I don't believe that to be fair. God bless our baby girl, infant daughter of Glenn and Pam Greenman, February 19th, 1979. She would be turning 41 next year. They didn't give her a name. Well, if I had a daughter, and if it was my choice, which I would leave it to the mother, honestly, but if I had a daughter, I would name her Kimberly after my sister. If you don't notice it on camera, this is a brand new stone. This doesn't even look like it's been here a year. And even though he died almost 50 years ago, his family still came together and to get him a new stone. I think that's awesome. A loving mother, tender and kind. What a beautiful memory you left behind, always in our hearts, with Jesus forever. Live, but not live, but still alive by the grace of God. I am at the Greenwood Cemetery here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I am Lamont at large. Thank you for watching again. I always appreciate it. Peace out.